Future pacing. For me, there is nothing I enjoy more than a little daydreaming. I spent years at school staring out the window, imagining myself a million miles away, and since then I've learned just how valuable daydreaming really is. In the same way that hypnosis is about entering an altered state of mind, the same is true of daydreaming and revivification, both of which most people class as daydreaming. The difference is, revivification is all about reliving good memories from your past. So when you're lost in thought, remembering that summer or where you were last time it snowed, that's reliving your past. Daydreaming, on the other hand, is when you think about your future, and it's all the more powerful because of it. We all do it, but most of us do not make the most of the usefulness of the daydream. Think for a minute about when you apply for something or enter a competition. Chances are when you do so, you're imagining in your head what would happen if you won the lottery. If you ever play, you've probably already spent those millions 100 times already in your head. You got that job you really wanted. You may imagine yourself starting your first day at work or your first pay packet. You went out on that date you're after. You can imagine the evening from start to finish. When I was growing up, teachers used to view daydreaming as a waste of time, when in fact they should be actively promoted and encouraged, and this is why. Revivification, which is reliving the past, and daydream both take place in our mind's eye. Reliving the past is reviewing what we've already done and learning lessons from our mistakes and successes. It's remembering things, people, times and places. Revivification is memory and things we know we can do. Whereas daydreaming is flights of fantasy into our potential future. No, it's so much more than that. Our daydreams can create memories of events we just haven't experienced yet. We can build upon our daydreams and turn them into truly compelling memories of the future. And from there, the first steps to future success and happiness. I like to call this exercise Back to the Future, obviously influenced by one of my favourite childhood movies. Again, there's a hypnotic version of this as part of the course for you to try out if you wish. The thing with this activity though, is it's really good to learn how to use it, so you can just dip in and out of your future whenever you've got a spare couple of minutes, and just start planning to implement your discoveries. The first journey to take on your Back to the Future adventure is to think about where you'd like to be in 6 months' time. So you can incorporate your SMART goals into this and just picture yourself 6 months from now. Let's assume that all of your plans are working out the way they should. After all, this is a daydream, so you may as well enjoy it. What we will do from here to start making it more of your future memory is to build some details into it. Let's pretend then that we're 6 months from today's date. Write it down on a piece of paper, if you will. 6 months from today. What is the exact date? Now, where do you want to be in 6 months' time? So on that date that you've written down, where do you want to be? And what do you want to be wearing? Is it a uniform, a suit, a rock climbing outfit? Think specifically about what you're wearing today in 6 months. Where are you today in 6 months' time? Are you at home, a new home, work, school, college, on holiday? Focus on your surroundings and see as much detail as you can. Pay attention to the little things in 6 months. Now imagine yourself there and ask yourself one question of your choice about how you got there. What did you have to do? When did you have to start? What did you need to do to get there? Any question you want, but only one question this time. Now write down everything you can about your life in 6 months and write down the answers to your questions. This is the start of your future memory. Now let's go a little bit further into the future. This time a year from now. You completed your 6 months successfully and spent the next 6 months getting here, 1 year from today. Write the date down, 1 year from today. It's simple. Here you are now, in the future, a year from today. Again, where are you and what are you wearing? The same as before or something different? Pay close attention to it. The fit and the feel of those clothes. Are they comfortable? Are you wearing what you want to? Or do you think it's not right for you? Where are you and who are you with? What are you doing? Take your time and really focus on your surroundings. What are the people with you doing? Are you working as a team? If so, what is your role? Are you studying and learning, or are you lounging around and having a good time? Who are these people and what do they mean to you? Do you know them yet? Are you still to get out there and meet them? What have you learned in the past 12 months that has gotten you where you are now in a year? Now ask yourself another question, just the one. How did you get there? What did you have to do? Who did you have to rely on? When did you start? What was the first thing that you did? So that when you begin to put your plans into action today, the first thing that you should do is write down everything that felt right about a year into your future. Where you were, who you were with, and what you were doing. Most important of all is write down your answer to your question. Now's my favourite time. And the most fantastic of this is when you go 5 full years into the future. This is where I chill out in my indoor heated swimming pool, enjoying a nice cold drink, surrounded by family and friends. Get creative with a 5-year goal. Make it big, make it fantastic. Make it something you're really going to want to experience. Think big and make it something you'd be amazed to be completing, such as standing on the peak of Mount Everest, sailing a yacht around the world. I think sometimes it's good to take a break from reality to a degree. Now, where are you and what are you doing? Who are you with? What are you wearing? You know the drill by now. What is important is, would you like to do this in 5 years' time? 5 years from today, how would it make you feel to achieve something as incredible as this? What would you feel when you succeed? Fantastic? Maybe. Ask yourself another question. What did I have to do? How much effort did I have to put in? Who helped me to achieve? When did I start? But only one question, remember. Now write it all down, your answers, your location, and what you were doing, who with, and why you were doing it. Take a moment to think about how close 6 months is. And if you start working towards that goal, you really could achieve that outcome. It's not too far away. If you start working hard today, you could be that person in 6 months. And from there, if you keep up the hard work and motivation, another 6 months, you can be at the next step, genuinely only through that commitment. And if you can see and believe what is possible in 6 and then 12 months, really, what is stopping you from achieving in 60 months what could be considered right now impossible? 5 years is a long time on one hand. On the other though, it's only 60 months. And when you start taking appropriate steps every day, week, month and year, you will stand so much more chance of realising your goals and dreams. What are today's daydreams should be tomorrow's memories. If you start practicing today, you will get results tomorrow. If you don't, then what do you expect? Daydreaming should be something that you take the time to do. Imagine your future the way you want it to be. Practice imagining different scenarios and situations for you to be in, and let your plans grow from there. My first 5-year plan was just to earn more money. Hardly inspirational. Then it was to earn more money and work less. A little more exciting. Then I thought, wouldn't it be great if I had an indoor swimming pool? From there I decided that would be something to work towards. I can easily achieve earning more money in 5 years. I can achieve that in 6 months if I worked hard enough. I could reasonably earn more and work less. Even a few hours less is still less, and that could be achieved in a year. I'd made my 5-year plan a little redundant, but an indoor swimming pool, well, that's a whole different ball game, isn't it? Because to have an indoor swimming pool, you need a big house, a really big house. To achieve that, you need to earn a lot of money, and to make the most out of that indoor swimming pool, you're going to want lots of time to spend in it. Now, if I hadn't dreamed about my future, I wouldn't have allowed it to grow, and I would have a 6-month goal as a 5-year plan. Now, I do not know if at the end of my 5-year plan I'm going to have that indoor swimming pool. However, I know that I've achieved more in the last 2 years working towards that outcome than I have the past 15 years.